All right, hello. Today we're going to be teaching you how to make journals. You can use this journal for your own personal uses, but we will be customizing journals to go along with the courses. I want to keep this really short and simple. We're not going to get too deep into design. I might start a design series if enough people want designs, but right now we're just doing basic notebooks specifically for like shadow work and the manifestation courses. So first off, you want to go to canva.com. Canva, right? You want to come to Canva and you want to come in this top corner up here where it says create a design. You want to click it, and what you want to type in this bar is journal, right? You're going to get a drop down. You can honestly click any of these, but today we are going to be doing bullet journal. So you have over here on the side, let me take down the logo. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You have over here on this left side, if you're looking at the screen, you have different examples. Ooh, sorry, I'm trying to zoom out. You have different examples of zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. There we go, there we go. Of the type of page you can have. So if you're wondering how I'm doing this, I don't even click. I just hold my mouse over here on this area. I hold control and then I scroll on the wheel. So I'm scrolling out, I'm scrolling in. This is how you zoom in and out. You can also use this at the bottom of the page. There is a little, let me see if I can show you. There you go. You can use this little dot down here to drag it in and out. But if you want to keep things nice and quick, you don't even have to click. Just hover your mouse in this gray area, hold control, scroll in and out. I just made the page larger by moving my mouse over here on this black area, holding control and scrolling in and out. But honestly, you really don't need to do that unless you really want to be zoomed in. So for starters, this is going to be our cover page, right? Like I said, we're not getting too deep into design. You can fool around and mess with these designs yourself. Just remember, anything with a crown on it in this corner means pro, and you will have to pay for that. But most things you can customize yourself. So we are just going to click any basic one. I like this one, right? Um, I'll maybe show you a little bit of customization. So you see this gray bar over here, or this black bar over here. You're going to go to elements, and you are going to type in rectangle, right? And you're going to get this shape here. The reason I told you to type it in, even though the rectangle is already right here, is because I don't know if because I use this shape so often that it already appears for me, because you're new to the site, so it might not already automatically appear for you. So usually, I feel like if you use the shapes enough, it already comes up. But if you do not already have the rectangle here, you get the rectangle by typing rectangle up here. See, these are all my recently used. Okay, so we have our rectangle that we have imported. All you have to do is click it. We've imported it onto the page, right? So decide what color you want your notebook to be. So this is tan. I think just to help you for speed's sake, just click on the same cover. I clicked on this cover here, and we're gonna customize this together. And then on your own time, maybe pick a different color, because I feel like as I'm customizing these pages, if you're trying to do too much of your own thing and follow me at the same time, you're going to get lost. Uh, you can make this gradient like we're going to be doing, but I'll show you why I like to make my own gradient. So the color for this page, we're going to come up to this add new color, and we're going to just make this whatever color we want. So I'm going to go with a nice dark blue, okay? I'm going to make it dark blue, and you can't read anything, right? You can't see anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the text, and we can make it white, or I want to make mine kind of a gold color, or maybe silver. No, I think we'll keep it gold for now. And if you really want to do like get intensely into design, like how I design my slides, if you've ever seen any of my slides, then we can do that too. So now you want to click on the other features of the page, and that color you use for the text is now already in the document color. So you don't have to look for it, you just click it. So now you can click anything you want and make it gold. If you want to do something more advanced, you're going to click one of these black assets, click the gold color, and then come down here. Let me shift the page. You want to come down here where it says change all, and it changes everything to gold all at once. And if you can't keep up, definitely slow down and rewind whenever you need to. So now we have my bullet journal. So now we're going to take this rectangle, right? And as you can see, it is tan. We are going to click on gradients. We're going to hover the mouse over this circle here and rotate it. We want to get it 90 degrees so it's not at an angle, 90 degrees. Then you go into colors. I want the black part to be gold. I want it to be the same gold. So we're going to click, oh shoot, sorry. We're actually going to copy this then. We're going to copy the code because each number, I mean, each color has its own associated color. So I'm actually going to go into this yellow and copy it. I'm going to go into this square. We're going to make it gradient again. Click the color wheel. And then now in the place of that black, we're going to paste that number. I just hit Control V. And I'm going to drag this down here, right click on it and click, let me see, where is send it back? There we go. Send to back. Now, as you can see, send to back is just Control and Alt at the same time, and then the little open bracket. Usually I use the hotkeys. As you can see, I'm just holding the hotkeys and doing it. But if you're starting out, you want to click. I just like a little gradient, and it's not super clean like my slides because we're kind of rushing through this. We're kind of just rushing through it. And then I'm going to come up and click this checkered box up here. And we're going to kind of mess with the transparency. Yeah. Kind of just toy with it a little bit. Bring it up, bring it down. There we go. Just so it doesn't look super flat. I mean, otherwise go wild. So there we go. If you want to change your font, by the way, I'm just trying to go through as much as I can. If you want to change your font, by the way, you click the text and you come up here and you kind of, these are my recent fonts that I've used, but you can go around and play with that if you want. Customize it, make it yours. Oh, sorry. Anything with the crown, again, anything with the crown is paid. You have to pay for it. Customize it, make it yours. I'm gonna go with, and again, this is something we're gonna be using every week. So I think you should take your time to really make it cute. And Canva is free to use, and the only thing you have to pay for is anything with a crown. But you can make some pretty nice stuff without the crown. So there's my text. If you want to do more, you can come up here to effects. Neon. I use neon a lot. If you come from my slides, you've seen my neon. Now you can't do neon for pictures. You can do it for text though. So you can come down to name down here, click effects, and click neon. One thing I like to do with my designs take this rose. You make things bigger by grabbing the little circle in the corner. Take this rose, make it transparent. Then I click on the picture. This just means duplicate. So you're going to make a copy. So now we have two, right? I bring the transparency back up. I kind of shrink. Just because I like that kind of, I don't know, I like that kind of trippy effect. I use it a lot for my class slides. I don't know. And again, usually I take my time, make it super nice, but I'm trying to run through as many techniques as possible. So you have enough information to really customize your journal how you want it without, I don't know, that's not too looking too hot. It's not. Or if you don't want a rose at all, you can come up here and type in flower. I still got caps lock on. And then you see graphics up here. Click see all. Delete. Click. I'm just saying delete. Alternately, you can right click on an image and just click the trash can. But you can also click it and hit delete. So I'll do this. I think I'll do. No, you know what? I want to do a moon. You can do whatever you want. Flowers, moon. I'm going to do. Yeah, well, this is good enough. This is good enough. And I want to make this the same color as the text. So of course I am going to come up here. And this is the color for the text and everything. So there you have it. It's kind of unique now. It's unique. It's special. I also want to add some. Actually, I like this a lot. This paint roller here means copy style. So the only thing I've done to this was change its color to this yellow color. So I'm going to come up here and click this paint roller. So we want to copy the style of this, which is yellow. And we click whatever we want to turn yellow. Oh, there we go. Or you could go the long way and change the color manually from this color wheel. There's just different techniques. I'm going to pull this bar down because my picture is so big. What I also suggest you do as you do your journals is you want to view settings, show rulers and guidelines, or just hit Shift R. So watch Shift R. You see how these numbers popped up on the top and the bottom? Let me zoom in. So these numbers at the top and the bottom. You click and you can bring in measurement lines. This will have a purpose later, but again, it will be helpful in the future if you want to design things on your own and I did not address thing. I think I'll add a little sun. Type in sun. Yeah, this goes. This works. No, I like this one better. Just make it something unique and take your time. There we go. Okay. So it's something kind of different. It's something, it doesn't look, it doesn't look like we just copied and pasted something or just used someone's template without customizing it. We kind of, we kind of did something special. There you go. So anyways, or you can use a GIF, but people call it GIF. Since this is a digital notebook, you can use a little GIF. And I'm gonna send this back. So send to back. That just send to back puts whatever you have behind something else. So for instance, this star is on top of everything. You can't read. When I click layer, send to back, you see how it puts it behind the text. So I'm just doing that with these sparkles. I'm moving them. There you go. I don't know. It's kind of special now. But take your time. So now we're going to add a name. So you want to come over to this black bar and hit text. I just click add a little bit of body text. You can go through all of these. Like here's glow, and glow is my name. You would shrink this down. If you don't like them stacked on top of each other, the words, you can come over here. You can pull this bar here. And depending on how long your name is, you would pull it more, pull it less. And then you would change the color by coming up here. Oops, sorry. Double click to select all of it. You would change the color by coming up here and doing whatever you want. But for the most part, you can use one of these fonts and mess with it, or you can just click add a little bit of body text like I'm doing. Put in your name. I'm sorry. Move it down, put in your name. You can make it bigger or smaller. I'm up here at the font size. I'm gonna use my usual font for that I use for the slides. Should be in my recent. Well, if it's not, it's fine. There you go. Feel free to mess around, do whatever you want. Effects, we'll give it a little glow. We'll make it like a magic sort of thing, right? And actually, since this is shadow work, let's change it into something like that. I'll make the font a little bit smaller. I want less of a curve on this. I'm gonna make it something like 66. I don't know. Or you can make it straight across. If you don't, if you want to make, here's how to make your words into a circle. So like, how do I make any text round? You would click on any text that you have, go to effects, come down to shape, curve, and then you can adjust that. But right now I don't really want one. I want one up here though. I don't know. Take time to customize it, make it your own, make it special, make sure it's something you feel good about. Um, because we're moving on. We're moving on. So this is where you would pause, and if you want to do more design or have more time designing, go ahead and pause and do that. We're going to add a page, and I want this page to be white because we're going to be writing or typing on it. So I'm going to click this page and make it white. If you want to make it kind of like parchment, you can make it like off yellow. So go ahead and do that. Next, I'm going to be clicking add page again, which is this button next to the trash can. And I'm going to come up here onto the gray bar or the black bar and go under design. So bullet journal is already up for me, but if it isn't, come to design, type in bullet journal. These are a bunch of covers. We've already been through that, right? So now we're going to look for some pages that we can fill on the Oh, this is cute. You could customize something like this too. There's just so much you could do. But nope, give me my page back. I'm trying to remember how I had my pages the first time I made it. Okay, here you go. Type in weekly planner, and you will get all of these little side boxes. Here's one. This is one of the pages that I used. So we have a weekly check-in page, and of course you customize it. So I like to keep mine consistent. I'm going to use the same font I've been using, but you go ahead and type whatever font you want. Move the boxes around. So top 3 things I did this week. So starting with the shadow work journal, uh, this is going to be the weekly check-in. Or if you want to change this to weekly shadow work, you can do that too. Uh, we're gonna have the date. I'll move the date over. We're gonna have the date here. Top 3 things I did this week. Here's how you get text in. And again, zooming in is you hold control and you use your scroll wheel on your mouse, or you come to the bottom of the page where this black circle is. Oops, sorry. And you drag that. Whatever helps you zoom in. So I'm gonna make this bold. And make that top 3 things I learned this week. You can make lines longer. Let me zoom in. You can make lines longer by you click on them and you grab the little circle on either end and you just pull it. A lot of times I don't like to mess with these lines too much because they get diagonal and it's hard for me to make them straight again. But here you go, top 3 things I learned this week. And in fact, if you want more space to write, you can always slide everything over. So we're gonna grab these circles, right? In fact, if you want to select them all at once, I click on this gray area here, you click and drag. So I click and drag all of these, and then I move them. You see the little pink line where it lines me up? Alternately, let me hit Control Z to undo. Alternately, that's why I told you about these grid lines on the side that we activated. You see them at the top and on the left. Alternately, you would click, drag, and it should pop. It should like click, almost click into place, like you'll feel it. It'll click into place like a magnet. See how it goes from purple to pink? Because it lights up when it locks on something. So it'll lock with this, and then you could click all like on the gray area, highlight these, drag them over, and they'll be pressed up against the line. It's how you make sure everything's lined up. If you have a sharp eye, you don't need this bar. You can just highlight stuff and see where it like lines up. But if you need that visual aid, there's nothing wrong with that. I used to use it a lot. You just drag it over. So you want like a little margin. You can also drag this over to match the margin too, right? So I want to move this up a little bit higher. I'm going to select all of this and just move this up. Top 3 things I learned this week. You want to extend this line. Oops, you just kind of pull it. And if the line does not straighten, it's okay. Sometimes zooming in helps. Just got to get really zoomed in. You can see how these are lined up because you saw that little purple bar, but it's fine because you can come over here to this margin. No matter how zoomed in you are, the margins are going to be there. You come to this margin and you pull it to the end of this top line if you want every line to match it. over. Don't be difficult. Don't be difficult. Like I said, zooming in is sometimes easier if you can't get it to be straight. That's straight enough, but it is what it is. Play with it and see what you can do. Usually I really take my time, but I feel like the video would be too long if we did that. So top 3 things I learned this week. Then we're going to come over to text. In the black bar, we're going to come over to text, add a little bit of body text, move it to be on the line. We're going to shrink it. So this is not you can use this for a general journal, but I'm using this to go along with our shadow work journal. So you would say, and I do this so I always have my text ready to go. Now the text is centered, and I don't like that for my journals. I like it for covers, but not in my slideshows, but not my journals. So you would click on this text, expand it if you need to see that it's centered, right? They would click on this text, select it, which double click, come up here to this top bar. So you see where there's a font size, color, bold, italics, underline. You would come to this line that says alignment. Click it. And as you click it, you can see how my text is jumping around. Let me keep clicking it. So there's, right, center, left. We want it to be left. So keep clicking until it is left. If you want the font to be consistent, click this font. It's Montserrat. So we'll just make it Montserrat. I feel like I spelled that wrong. No, ooh. There you have it. And then we're going to click it, copy it, and bring it down. And this way, your text is ready to go. You see down here how there's nothing here and I can't start writing. You can do add text, but I've never done it like that. It's always felt awkward to me. I always just like to pre-fill in the text myself. But you do you. So top 3 things I learned this week, you can go ahead and do this while in class. You would right? And so on and so forth. Then you want to also do that for the date. So the date is ready to go. I'm going to actually, can I click date? How do I click date? I want to click date. I click date and I make it bold. And I leave it as space. So you can use this all throughout August. Like today is the 4th, but just leave it blank so you can use it all throughout August. You just put the number in. What else do we want to do? Most rewarding interaction I've had this week. I want this to be aligned with this. So I could drag it and kind of do it by eye, or I could click this, see where this purple line is, come up here, drag this down, and it's this ruler bar up here. Usually I go really fast. I'm trying not to go too fast, but this video is so long. Most rewarding interaction I've had this week. I'll bold it. No, actually I don't want to bold it. You know what I want to do? I'm going to come up with a color scheme for this page. So most rewarding interaction. Since my cover is blue, I'm going to make everything blue. And you can do that for these little circles, these little bullets on the side. You can let me see, are they text? Oh shoot. Oh, it's a little transparent circle. It's a ring. Okay. The more you know, just play around. We're going to come down to this text here. We're just going to duplicate it. We're going to, let's make this box wider so we have more room to talk about different things. And I really want you to customize it yourself. That's kind of why I'm not putting up this template. Because sometimes the work you put into making something and making it yours is the sort of, I guess you would say, magic you need. I don't know. I wanted these lines lined up, but I don't like the way that looks. So I'll delete it. It is sort of the magic you need because it's like, you can also leave this page as is. But I feel like designing your journal is kickstarting your journey, because if you can't even, because you're going to be coming to the journal every week, and if you can't even customize it to the bare minimum, if you can't even bare minimum customize, I feel like that might be a problem. Because are you really going to put forward towards your manifesting? Because this is in a way part of your manifesting. So when it comes to these circles, the ones you're going to, here's how you highlight them. So this week I felt kind of like this one. So you're going to click on the face you felt like, come to colors up here, and you're going to click whatever color you want to use to fill it in. So I'll use blue. So this week I did feel like this guy. Also felt like this guy. So most rewarding interaction I had this week. I actually want to change this. So top 3 things you learned in class. And you can hopefully use this while taking your lessons. Top 3 things you learned. Not most rewarding interaction. What do we want to put in here? We'll keep it NA for now, but you would put something like, we'll come back to this. I'm doing this kind of sleepy, that's why. I'm doing this kind of sleepy. And I'm trying to remember kind of off the dome things I want you to like remember while making your journal. So actually I don't mind this. I'm not changing the colors. I'm gonna leave it black. Things I accomplished this week. Bare minimum we're gonna do right now is get text in these boxes so that you don't have to do this every day or every week. We're gonna get text in these boxes. And then as you type things in and fill in your journal, it automatically extends itself. So you're not just gonna have to do one sentence at a time. Again, click in the gray to select everything. I want to grab all this and shift it over here. So we're gonna say, not next week I want to, we're gonna say, I look forward to. So again, I'm just zooming in. I'm zooming in so I can click on this line. I can't click on it because it's like flush with the text. So if I zoom in, I can just kind of grab this line. You can tell I grab the line because it turns purple. You see? I just want to grab this line and make it shorter. And also when we do our projects for class, you will be expected to know at least a little bit of design so you can create your projects like your colored out story for shadow work and things like that. I'm going to select this and move this up. I'm going to click in the gray, select this, move this up. We're going to duplicate, which is this little plus rectangle with a plus. just so you have more room to write. It looks about even. Usually I would drag this to the end, but this video is getting kind of long and we're gonna keep it pushing. Because we have a few more to do, a few more pages to do. So highlight all this and just kind of bring it down. So like I'm gonna find, actually I like things lined up. So I'm gonna find something like this, like where this line ends up here. Pull my bar over here. And again, you get these guidelines. If you missed it, you look at the top bar next to home, you click file, view settings with a little gear, and then show rulers and guidelines. You're going to click that. That's how you get these little measurement bars. So we're going to find this, find the edge of this date, wherever your line is, wherever yours is, because it depends. Pull this bar over here, and we're just going to make everything even to it. Like we're going to take this box. Usually I would make these lines, extend these lines, but I'm not doing it right now. You saw how I extended these. You just click and pull it. I'm not doing it right now though. We're going to make this flush. We're going to make this flush. We're going to pull this over and actually make this flush with that. I don't know. I kind of want to get rid of these bars here. Pull them over. Oh no, I can't tell if I like them or not. Kinda. Zoom in. Duplicate that bar. And drag it over here. There we go. Just so it doesn't look like rinky dink. So now you have your page customized. You know, hopefully you've pulled this line over or done whatever. Oops, let's do one more NA. Duplicate the text. Put it here. And so one thing you want to do is type at least 2 lines just to see what the spacing looks like. I typed too fast. Ooh, 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 ooh. Learning more about manifestation and that'll work. So as you can see, our text is not lined up with the text, with the bars. So you would click your text. You know, there's a little bit of a gap. And you have to do this for yourself depending on how you arrange your lines, right? So you would, and how big your font is, because if your font is bigger or smaller than mine, it looks different. But if you do think, oh, it looks kind of weird because this line of text is really close to the line. This line of text isn't. Click your text, and you see the font size. You see color, bold, italics, underline. You're gonna come all the way to spacing. These 3 lines with the arrow, and you're gonna come down to line spacing. So it's at 1.4, and you can drag it until your text actually lines up. And feel free to put your lines closer together. So you might want to have a lot of lines really close together. Well, you can make sure they're evenly spaced, but you can do that on your own. So you might want a lot of little lines. That might be your style. So, you know, for something like that, you would make your text smaller. For one, you would make it smaller. Then you would click your text and change that line spacing. So there you go. If it seems long, it's because no matter how you customize your journal, I'm trying to cover each situation. But for now, this is for if you got big lines, big spaces, big text. We're going to change this back to NA. All right, so now in the future, whenever you have to type on this page or fill out this page, it is already ready to go. Of course, you don't want to have these circles pre-filled out. I just did it to show you how you would select them. So let's unselect this star, turn it back white. So this is your default page, right? Make this black, whatever. This is your default page. So now after you customize it, you do whatever you have to do to customize it. Just make sure you have all your text ready to go so you're ready to type in it. Make sure your text is extended to be as big as your boxes are. So every time I click a text, I make sure it matches the size of the box it is in. Make sure your text is aligned left, which is this up here. It's alignment. You can see where I'm hovering. Look up top. That's where I'm hovering, alignment. And it centers the text, makes it left, makes it right, makes it left. So you keep clicking it until it's left. So just make sure all your text is ready to go. And once you have fully customized your page, you like fully customized it, you made these lines as big or small as you want. Now you're going to come up to duplicate page. You see where I'm hovering? And you're going to make about 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's click it one more time. 4. So now you have 4 weeks. If there's 3 weeks in the month, then you would only make 3 copies. If there's 5 weeks in the month, whatever. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you're working. But these are all for August, right? If you really want to be ahead of the game, you can go ahead and make enough for September. So how many weeks are in September? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give or take. It's not exactly 5. But then you would, customize September. So maybe you want September to be like yellow. So you would just make sure this says September. Make sure you have your color scheme, or you can keep it blue or pink or whatever color. But now that you've spent all this time on August, all you have to do is duplicate it and change the month. Like you shouldn't have to change anything else if you like the design, whatever you do. So now we have 4 weeks for August. August just started. How many weeks are in August? Today's the 4th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. We have 4 weeks. So we have 4 pages now that they are all customized. So this is going to be page 1 of your shadow work journal. You're just going to kind of fill this in. If you want to do it alongside me, then you would probably do this right before you watch a lesson. So you can do this right before you start a lesson, or you can do it right after a lesson. So the next page we are going to be doing, you just come down to the bottom of your 4 pages and click add page. You see where I'm hovering? Add page. So now you have a blank page. We're going to come back to design on the black bar on the right side, or left side, sorry. Design. I already see what I want to use, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So I'm not just showing you specifically how to make this journal, I'm showing you how to a journal in general. So you would come up here and then type in gratitude journal. Okay. We're gonna use this one. I'm not crazy about it. Maybe we won't use that one. Design. I want something with columns. Let's do. I'm clicking. You see the one I'm clicking on. It's the one that says brain dump, and it has a little girl in the corner. We're gonna. Well, I am, for the sake of my journal, to make it consistent with this. Oh, my page is off yellow. What color is this? Copy this. Click my journal page. I'm clicking the white background. I'm not clicking anything. I'm clicking the white background. I'm gonna go from white to paste that color in the box. I don't know if you can see it. Down in this corner, at the very bottom underneath the gradients, you see the purple change all. We're gonna do change all. So it changes every white page to this kind of easier to look at manila kind of situation. So here's how we're going to make this page look like this page so it seems consistent. So I'm going to click on weekly shadow work. I'm going to come over to the left side and grab the margin. Pull it so that it snaps right with shadow work. Click it. Copy. I'm just hitting Control C, but you can also right click on it and hit copy. Whatever. I am going to delete this text. If you want your journal to have this text, you would, oh, geez, you would, you know, mess around with the size, change the color, whatever, and you would replace this with this. But I'm not. I'm deleting it. Oh shoot. Control C or copy. Clicking this page and hitting Control V. Right. So basically, I want a column. We're gonna fix this up top in a second. But basically, I want a column for, we don't need to know the month because we've already got the date going. I want to change this to key points. I'm going to click in this gray area, click and drag, click and drag. I'm going to click and drag and select all of this. I'm going to hit Control C. Oh, you actually don't have to click Control C. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just click over here, drag it all, move this up here. And I'm going to make sure the little triangles are lined up with this line that I brought over. Zoom in. I want to make this more lined up with the line. Boop. I'm going to make this text. I want to make it black and Montserrat. So this is black text and it is Montserrat. This text is brown and it is Telegraph. I want to make it consistent with this page. I'm going to click on the text I want. Come up to the top. You see where the lock is at the top? You see where it says position, a little flag, and then lock. You click this rolling pin. And we're going to come down here and click key points. So now it is no longer center. It's no longer brown, and it's no longer the Telegraph font. It's the font I want. You can keep this little, if you like this little shape, you can make it gray. You can make it pink if you're doing like a pink and so I'll make it blue. Actually, if I'm gonna keep a shape, I want mine to be not so round. You can keep yours round. Click the shape and then come up here. You see next to the color in the top left corner. You gotta follow my mouse. You just gotta follow my mouse. And you want to click shape. I want to make mine square, like sharp corners square, like these on the page above. So I'm going to make it a sharp corner square, and I'm going to make this line. I wonder if I could just do this. No, I just made it blue. So we'll figure out what to do with this later. So these are key points. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Key points, and I'm going to make the key points also blue. So this is kind of like the page you would use while you're in class. So like as points are being made, you you can just quickly jot things down. I'm trying not to go too fast. But you can, I know you can always pause and rewind this, and you can follow my mouse to see literally what I click. I'm trying not to go too fast because I know it's annoying having to pause a lot. But at the same time, I don't want the video to be too long. So we're gonna come up here to NA. Gonna copy our text. We're gonna paste it. I just hit Control V. You can always just right click on a blank page and click paste. Adjust your text to match the line, or you can extend these lines if you want to. But then it will be up to you to extend all of these lines. I don't know, you might like to do it. Take some time, turn on some music, and send all of these lines. See how it's diagonal? You're gonna have to take your time with it though. But we talked about in the course how it's good to spend time doing your, dedicated to your studies, because it's more time you are spending in alignment. So if you're worried like, oh, I'm not manifesting, I'm spending so much time working on my journal alone, that's part of the process. You're supposed to be spending time working on your journal. You're supposed to be not trying to be a speed demon. We use an example in the reality shifting course about why it's not good always trying to be a speed demon and speed through, and how putting your own unique touch on something really is sometimes the magic you need. It makes all the difference. So you really need to put love into this journal. I'll go back and put love into this journal later. I'm just making sure it's just like I'm just making sure that I'm showing you how you would make it. So when you after you have to as you fill in text during class, you can all you gotta do is rapidly double click and type in what you want, right? You don't have to struggle with, oh my god, text. Oh, that's a good idea. I need to jot down like text, body text, uh, click it. Idea. What font is this? Montserrat. I gotta make this Montserrat. Then I gotta, drag it up. You're not doing all that. That's why we're taking the time to put NA. So everything's the same font, everything's the same side, everything's lined up. I mean, line yours up more perfect than this, but So here's key points. What else do we want? So this is more like a quick, like during class. You know what I'll do? I want to delete this. I'm not using this. I'm deleting it. I'm deleting this. Deleting this. We don't need. I'm gonna hit Control X, click the star, delete it, and then hit Control V. Control X is cut, so it means we take it completely off the page, and then Control V is we paste it back on. Control C is we make a copy, but we keep it where it is. So if there's something underneath something you want to get, I just Control X, click it, delete it, then Control V, paste it back on. So here's key points. Since you would be using this during class, you might want something. I'm gonna highlight this, so click in the gray, click and drag, highlight this. I don't want this list. Control C. Oh, it's a whole beige background behind it. So we're gonna do this. Click on the beige area and delete it. I didn't know it was a whole. It has its own background. So there we do. There we have it. Homework. Because I assign homework willy-nilly. Not willy-nilly, but it's just like usually I will have homework written down on like the last slide of the lesson and say this is what you need to do. But sometimes I assign it willy-nilly and I'm just like, if you feel like doing this, you can. So we now have our homework bar. I'm gonna take these lines off because now we got too many. I'm going to grab a line and put it at the end of this so nothing goes past this margin over here. If you want to slide it over, you can. If you really want to be a stickler, if you really, really, really want to be a stickler, you can come back up to this page. And remember, we already aligned everything on this page, right? So everything's already lined up. If you really want to be a stickler, you can pull this line over and keep it. See how it stays as you go to the next page? It stays in the exact same spot. If you really want to be a stickler, pull all this over. And like there's a margin on this page. Oops, click it. So there's a margin on this page and you see how everything's lined up. You really want to be a stickler, you make sure everything stays consistent. You can do that. So homework we're gonna do, make sure everything's lined up. So homework we're gonna do something like this. So I'm just clicking in the gray, clicking and dragging this box, and I'm making it like flush. Actually, I don't want to make the corner flush. I want to make, you see the edge of the circle on due date? I'm making the edge of the circle on due date flush. Oop. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it, Tiger. I'm gonna click this arrow and drag a line down to be flush with the top of the arrow because I want this to be flush with that. So the top of due date is now flush with the top of this arrow, and the edge of due date is kind of flush with the margin. So you can take these lines off. Design it however you want. You can change the shape however you want. I showed you how to change the shape. You just click on the shape, a little oval. You come up here next to the font name, next to these three lines, next to the color, and you click shape, and you can literally change it into whatever you want. You know, I'll do something crazy. I'm making an arrow. Yep, I'm making an arrow. The text does not fit in that arrow unless you make that arrow really, really wide. But this is you. Get creative, cause it's whatever. We could do a triangle. Just give me a rectangle, cause I give me a right. You can do hearts. Like you can make it a little heart. Somebody out there is really gonna enjoy that. You can make it a heart. You could even make it this weird type of, I don't know what you would call that shape. You can make it real fancy, you see? And you're gonna have to play around with it. So I'm just gonna make mine a rectangle. Nice and boring. Nice and boring. Usually I would try to make this rectangle the same size as these rectangles, but because I'm considering these headings, I'm going to leave those a little bit thicker and make this rectangle a little bit thinner. You do what you want. This is your journal. Your journal. So I just want to make this Montserrat in black. We're going to make the font smaller. Actually, Actually, you can do what you want. I'm gonna do this. I'll duplicate this and do this. There you have it. There you have it. Stop. Stop. I just want to shrink. Oh no, I just want to shrink. You can keep yours. Again, this is your journal, so take your time to make it special. Part of the reasons this video is so long is so I can show you everything that you Jesus Christ, so I can kind of show you everything, but also uh if you are someone who is good with parallel play, so parallel play being uh well, I have ADHD and autism. So parallel play is when you're really good at doing things comfortably at the same time someone else is, even if they aren't talking to you and you aren't talking to them. So sometimes just having somebody alongside doing the thing with you is very nice. I really don't want to make this too long though. Actually, I know I'm gonna delete this whole box. You can here's how to change lines from dotted to straight, by the way. Click on the dotted line, come up here, upper right corner or upper left, Jesus Christ, upper left corner line. Oops. Upper left corner. First of all, this is how you change the color of your lines. So they're all black. If you want to make purple or pink lines, here's how you do it. Or keeping it black for my page. Here's how you make it stop being dotted. This is smaller dots. So look at how my line has changed. Next to that number 1 under homework. Then it's dashed, bigger dashes, straight line. Line weight makes the line thicker or thinner. So if you want like really big lines like this, you can do that. If you want really thin, you can do that. I'm gonna keep mine 1. I'm gonna keep mine really thin. I'm gonna keep mine 1. Actually, what I might do, you can customize this, and then what you would do is you would, oh jeez, you would copy your text in and you would shrink it so it fits. And then make it long enough so that you have the room to put the homework and the date. What I'm gonna do to save time is this. Remember, there's like a background, so we click the background because there's like something behind it. There we go. I'm actually just going to select all of this, make it completely. And I wonder if I can change this to anything. No, I actually don't want to change it. I wonder if I can put a number. I was thinking if there was like an easy way to change it to a number. I guess not. So we'll do this, right? Will you see how small this is? Come over to the black bar on the left side. Text. A little bit of body text. I'm going to type in a 1. I want this 1 to be blue. And instead of going up to the you click on your 1, instead of coming up to here and clicking this blue, I'm going to do this. I've done it a couple times already. I just want you to see. Click my 1. I want it to be this color blue. So I'm going to click this blue. Come up here. You see the lock. You see the word position. You see up the top. Click the blue thing. Click this paint roller. Click my 1. No, I didn't change my 1 blue. Okay, we will have to change the text. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. Just make sure you can see it. I'll make it like a bold kind of Montserrat. If you want to make the this big bar You just click a bunch of stuff that is not the bar until it goes away. I'm gonna shrink my one down. Shrink my one down. And then I'm gonna duplicate it. Make it a 2. Duplicate it. A 3. Usually there is not more than 3 things for homework, but I don't know. It might get crazy. It might get crazy. So there you. And that's also why it's really good to have these lines, because now I know all my numbers are like even. All I care about is that they are against this line and the top of them is against the top of the next line. So if you want to keep the arrows, you can go ahead and keep the arrows. It's to be honest, it's whatever. So I'm going to duplicate this line. Click the line, duplicate it. I'm going to come up here to the top left corner and go to line style. I'm going to go to line start. No, actually, let's just go to line type. Oh no, I don't. That's advanced. I'm trying to keep it like basic because I've been using Canva so long that or you can make it uneven. I've been using Canva so long that when I need to do something, I just do it without thinking, and I'm not quite sure how to explain it. Also, I do it so fast. So that's how you kind of like change your change the end of your line. So these are like regular endings. You can change these into dots too. You would just click line start or line end. Can you straighten up a little bit for me? Just a little bit. There you go. Zooming in always helps. That's why I also told you zoom in, how to zoom in. That was one of the first things I told you how to do. The due date. Usually the due date should be like a week from the time you study the lesson. Because the lessons are pre-recorded. Because the lessons are pre-recorded. There you go. Because they're pre-recorded, there is no set due date because I don't know when people are going to be watching the courses. If you really want to get technical, you can bring in, you see what I mean? You can like bring in these like margins, really zoom in, and you can really get in. Oh, you can really get in there and like make sure everything's lined up. But I'm being a little bit of a speed demon right now. I am. I'm being a little bit of a speed demon. You want to get rid of lines, you just drag them aggressively off the page. All right. So this is what we're working with so far. In fact, I'm going to click. I wasn't going to put the page, the date on this page too, but I decided probably should. I want my date up here. You can put yours wherever. But I want mine up to stop. And copy, I'm just copying it. I just hit Control V instead of right click and paste, which you can also do. My date's at the top, kind of out the way, right? So key points, you can jot this down during lessons. Due date, we need to put a little NA so you don't have to rush to. Let's make it really, really small. And we're putting August because August is the month we're starting, but whatever month you were seeing this in, December, January, 2024, then you would put Jan and then 2024. It's you would just customize it, but you just make sure you have enough pages for each week in that month. So and then you can just put like third or whatever. So I want to make it kind of we'll make it kind of small. Because again, I don't check or grade homework, but the homework is for you to keep up with your studies. So you would just make it like, I got my font on 9 and I just make sure I have enough space to type in the number. I don't check or grade homework, so you would do this more so you could keep track. I just give you the exercises for you to practice. And then whatever the last week is would probably make it the next month, right? So if you're doing your assignment the last week of August, the due date would be a week from the last week of August, which would then be the next month. So whatever you have as the next month, I would put that for the final due date. You do you. You do you. So August 4th. So now you can just fill it in. It's pre-made. So we have kind of like our basic overview of the week page. We've got our during the lesson page. We need to finish this up, but I'm just kind of trying to think ahead. I'm deleting this. I'm deleting notes too. I'm deleting this box. Like anytime you see lines around something and it's like invisible, I still get rid of it. It means the shape is there, but we're not getting into that. Get this line off the page. So I'm actually going to click and drag until I select this box and the text inside of it. Control C, or you can click and drag it all. Right click. Copy is the same thing. We're going to come to this page. Hit Control V, or you can right click and then paste. Because here's the idea that I want to do. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. It goes at the top of this. So we're going to do a little notes section. We're going to text that my way. We're going to bring the whole box down. And I want to shrink the box a little bit. So you click the box and you grab this little rectangular bar and you shrink it to the size you want. So these are for like minor notes. Like if you want to do like a whole journal entry, we can make a journal. I'm just zooming in so I can get this line brought across the page. If you want to do like a whole journal entries, we can make a journal entry page. But for right now, this is like in class, just quick notes. And then you want to take this text we brought. You want to make it the size of the box. And like I said, it automatically, as you type, it'll fill in the box. Make the font whatever you want, but just keep it consistent. So what else do we need? We usually don't do like, you would do this every week, and we usually don't do 5 homework assignments. But I just wanted to give you enough space for whatever. So we have the key points homework, because I mentioned it on the fly, so I think you should be able to write down the homework as I mentioned it on the fly. The key points homework, general notes. Oh, what happened to my NA? Bring it back. Okay, I'll just duplicate this text, make it flush with the box. Oh, what else do we need? We need something else here. You know what? Since this is shadow work, let's do. And the feng shui of this page is kind of off, but I'll fix this on my own. Hmm. What do I think would be best? So top 3 things I learned. This is like a reflection page. So again, don't duplicate your page until you're completely done. I just wanted to show you how to duplicate your page. Because look, now I'm adding, now I want to change stuff, and now I'm gonna have to go back to each page and change it. Or since I want to change things, I can do this. I'll just delete all these pages. See, because I already changed where I put the date, and see, now they're all different. So don't make duplicates until you're completely done. I just want to show you how to do it. So this is going to be the reflection sheet. I just typed reflection. I'm going to make it very small. Click this box, bring over the margin. I'm going to make this kind of small. And then I'm going to, well, there's multiple things you could do. You can make it a different color, or you can keep it black and make it kind of transparent. So right next to position, you click transparency and you can kind of make it kind of dim. You don't have to make it dim at all. You can keep it black like this. Make mine. And again, if you're making yours pink, you can do whatever. I'll make this kind of dim so we can still see it, but we don't. Like I said, the feng shui is kind of off, but play around with it. So I kind of want it even. And it doesn't have to be perfect right now, you know. Whatever. Uh, you know, you could have it up here, or you could have it down here. Just play around with whatever kind of floats your boat. Uh, I think I'll go with it. It seems kind of weird, but it is what it is for right now. So we have the date, and by the way, if you want to do like a special thing for the date, you can scrunch it and do whatever. You can leave everything black and then just select the number and make the number like a special color. You see what I mean? Or you can leave it black. It's do whatever. But just as long as it's something you like. Weekly channel work. This will be the reflection sheet, so I guess you would do this one after. And I don't think we're gonna add anything else. So now we'll do 1, 2, wait. I'm all off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have 4 reflection sheets, each for a week. For this, you would do, we'll figure out what to put in this area later because there's something else I wanted to put and I can't remember. We'll come back to it just because the video is getting long. And then as soon as we fill this in, we'll also do 4 of this sheet or however many weeks are in the month. We're going to do add a page. We're going to come to design. I see the template I want to use, but I'm going to show you what to do, how to get there yourself. So design, you want to come up to the search bar and type in daily journal. We'll go with this one. The lines are already on it. There's a way you could do this yourself if you want to put individual lines on the page, but we're not doing all that. We're not doing all that. Also, like here's another template. I like both. See the watermark, you have the watermark if you need to pay for it. I like both, but I think I'll go with this one. So and what is this font? Tan Pearl. I'm gonna make this my usual font. You can change that heart into whatever you want. You can even change the color. I want to change the background of this. If you already have a pink color scheme, I see that being very cute. But if you have blue like me, you want to go to edit photo next to the color square. Look in the upper left corner. You want to go to edit photo. We're going to go to adjust. And I'm going to slide these and see if I can't get it blue. Like you can make it purple, pink, whatever. See if I can't get it kind of blue. And play around with these. This is not the design course. But like I said, I may do one if we need to. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough for me. And instead of a heart, I think I want to put, you could, honestly, it's endless what you could put. Like you can change the colors of this heart up here. I don't want a heart. I'm gonna do these stars. And this really bold line, you see that keeps popping up? Dictates the complete center of the page, like the exact center of the page. So I'm gonna change these stars to I don't know why this template has so that just the last star is a different color. It's kind of cute. You know, we'll make something cute. We'll make something cute. Oh, calm down, calm down. We'll make it very small. Make it very small. I think the date is always important. Like I'll come up here and Control C. Click on this page, Control V. And you can keep the date there or you can drag it down so it's in the white area, but I'll keep it consistent. I'll keep it consistent and keep it there. I will make this bigger. Change the color. And again, you can mess with the effects. So you can do anything, honestly. I don't want a background. But this is how you would do it if you wanted to do one. A little too busy for me. But I will do neon. Neon is what I use for a lot of my slides if you're coming from any of the classes. Whatever. You can make it neon and that just makes it glow like that. You can also do outline so that you have an outline on your text. It doesn't really look great with this font, but with other fonts, these effects look really, really good. It just depends on the fonts. Like if I change the font, so I have it on hollow, right? I have it on hollow, increase the thickness. It doesn't look great with tan pearl, but if you use like the font like Shorthand, you see it. If I use the font Shorthand, see how hollow looks really good with it, right? So that's what the font looks like without hollow. You add hollow, that's what it looks like. I think I'm gonna do mine without effects because right now I just don't really. I'm just gonna keep it like that. You would make the journal page cute for you, but whatever. So since I like the way it looks with the white, but for the sake of consistency, I like this kind of manila color. I mean, this is what the page would look like if it was white. Kind of better. But for the sake of consistency, if I wanted to make this yellow, I could. If you want, you can systematically go through and make all the other pages white. It just seems so like, I don't know, harsh on the eyes. And so finally what you're gonna do for this page is take one of your NAs, copy, you just need some text. Click any of your NAs. You would paste it, make sure it's lined up with the lines. Okay, so it's not lined up, right? It's lined up horizontally, but it's not lined up vertically. So you're gonna click your text, and always check when you're doing big blocks of big chunks of text like this. Always check. Clicked your text. You want to go to spacing. It's right next to effects. You want to go to spacing on the top bar, and you want to kind of drag it and adjust it so that everything's kind of. And depending on the journal page you get, these lines could be closer together. Like you might have like a really really squished together lines. But if you just do the default page, I have font 15. You might have smaller font. Or you might have smaller font, and you would have to adjust this to a different number. So if my font was 13, or let me see if my font, yeah, my font was like 13, I would have to keep dragging the text around until it's flush, right? Oh, that's how you do bullet points, by the way, if you didn't know. Click your text and you click bullet points. You just do your spacing, right? So now as you type more and more sentences, all you have to do is make sure a couple lines are spaced correctly, because if these are, then everything else you type will be. So I don't know. I'm just typing generic text. And you can go on and on and on and see how no matter where you type, it's already lined up. Even if you skip a line, right? Etc. etc. Right? You can even indent. So if you want to come to this top letter, hit Yeah, well, don't hit tab. You're just gonna have to hit enter a couple times. It's not Office. In the Office program, you would be able to hit tab. Uh, but that's why it's good to make sure your spacing is right. And as you can see where my mouse is hovering, it's right next to effects. It's spacing. If you want to get this better, like even more perfectly on the line, I mean, you could. Oh shoot, hold on. Always make sure you have it all selected. You click in the text box and hit Control A. So double click, Control A. You just kind of wanna. All right, do whatever. If you want to make it look like handwriting, you would. So all the formal text is Montserrat, right? If you want to make it look like handwriting, you would just change the font and you would. You just type in handwritten. Ooh. See how it looks like someone wrote it with their hands. See, this one's like cursive. I just like to keep mine Montserrat, but you can go through and do any of these fonts, whatever makes your journal yours and whatever makes your journal feel very this hard to read, but if this is what you're into, if it makes you feel more magical, do it. And there you have it. I'm gonna keep mine what it was. And if you want to make all the handwritten portions that handwritten font, you would pick a handwritten font. So oof. Like Deco. Deco's really cute and easy to read. So you wanted every handwritten portion to be Deco, you would make all your NAs Deco. So everywhere we put NA would be Deco because that's where you would be writing. So you would leave key points alone, homework alone, due dates alone because that's like the heading. But if you want it to look like you actually wrote it, like you physically have a piece of paper, you would make this Deco. So the homework would be right. We're gonna do this later, the colored out story. I don't know if this is the first video you've seen, but the colored out story has to do with our energy protection course. But you know, you would make all your NAs your handwritten font. But I like to keep mine looking like a doctor's note. So I'm gonna keep all mine Montserrat. And I hit Control Z. This is just me undoing. I'm just hitting Control Z. I think that's about it. You can do as many pages of your journal as you want because you're going to be like writing in it a ton. And I would make one journal a week to start off with. So if we have zoom out, so if we have 4 reflection sheets, then we would have 4 journal sheets. Or you could do this, watch. I'm trying to keep my design consistent. So weekly shadow work reflection sheet. You would come here. Let's delete that. Right. And you would just kind of you could move these uh lines down. Let me see if I can grab them. I want to keep my margins, so I don't want to drag them. I don't want to drag them out of bounds horizontally. I just want to bring them down vertically. The reason I put these lines here, right, is because if I was trying to drag these lines down, I might like accidentally go too far out the margin and not remember where they're at. So I preserve with the margin lines kind of where they're at horizontally, and I just pull it down vertically. The reason I can select these lines without selecting this page is because I locked them. So like I don't want to drag this this white sheet. I just want to drag these lines. But you see how the white sheet moves, and I don't. I just want the lines. Control Z. I click the white sheet and I hit this lock on up top. I click this for good measure, this blue background. I hit lock. And I don't want to move this text. I want to keep it here, so I click lock. Click journal and I click lock. So now I can only select what has not been locked, which are these lines. You see what I mean? Because if here's how you unlock it. You just click it. Let's say I'm trying to select these lines and I just want to move the lines. I would end up moving the title too. So you lock whatever you don't want to move. And when you are done, you just unlock them. I just put stars at the bottom of mine. You can do whatever you want. You can make as many of these sheets as you want, especially if you got a lot to say. But we'll just do one for each week. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do have manifestation courses and energy protection courses. So you could like change, you could go from shadow work and change this to weekly manifestation journal, right? So you can do weekly. And then you would like make it pink or whatever. You know what I mean? But we are keeping it shadow work. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the page number up here. So if you really want to remember what you're doing, you can do so this is shadow work journal page 1, or you can do week 1. Then usually I don't do this, but if you really want to keep up with these pages, you can do this. Right? And again, I'm just zooming in and out. So I zoom in and you can read the whole thing. I zoom out and it kind of starts shorting it. We got key points, we got homework, we got notes. This video's getting a little long. What do we want to add before we make 4 duplicates of this? You know, we'll just do thoughts. Again, this is your notebook, so whatever you want to put over there, you can. I just don't really. Oop. I'm gonna line this up. Line this up. We're gonna bring this over here. I want this kind of flush with this line. So I'm going to do this. And so you have thoughts and feelings. And then you want to make sure your text is flush with the box. So no matter what you say, the text always fits in the box. And you can make this bigger or smaller if you think it's too big. Just Just you do you, you do you. So this would be that'll work page 1. No, we're doing it from the bottom up, so this would be page 4. So this would be page 3. This would be page 2. How many did I make? Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Oh my god. That'll work page 4, 3, 2. I'm tripping. I made too many pages. Hehe. Shadow work page 1. Or you would say weekly check-in page 1, week 1, whatever. Page 1, week 1. You just need to number them and make sure you have 4 of each page. So you got 4 of the reflection sheet, or you would put reflection sheet page 1, reflection sheet page 2, whatever you want to call it, what helps you remember it. So we got 1, 2, 3. I'm tripping. Shoots. No. Reflection page. That's what I was counting. I was counting the homework page as one of these. That's my problem. So this is reflection page 4. Look, I'm tired. Y'all gonna have to deal. Reflection page 3. Reflection page 2. And then we have reflection page 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now that the homework page is complete, we have all these boxes filled in. We're gonna do 1. Let me change it. Let me change this real quick. So, or key points page, whatever you want to call it. Homework page 1. Duplicate it. Homework page 2. Now it's just page 2. Duplicate it. Now it's page 3. This was kind of clumsy only because I am not used to narrating my process, and I'm used to doing it as erratically as possible. So we're almost done. We're almost done. So we have our cover. This could be your index. I was going to turn this into an index, but honestly, you do you. You can make this an affirmations page, right? So you can say, and you can like put a list of affirmations. Grab this. I'm just clicking the NA. I'm clicking some text. Scroll up here, click this page, paste it. You want to make this, if you want to make this straight, you could find your margins. Again, because we already lined everything up. We spent a lot of time lining stuff up, but it was specifically so, see how everything's kind of flush. It's like even this page, like even the homework page, the line's kind of jacked up. But see, even this other page, the shadow work page is all lined up. Then the journal page, if you want to stretch this, you can. But for the most part, it's also lined up. So we can go back to this affirmations page. And if you want to center this, you can. So remember, you just click your text, you click alignments, and you keep clicking it until you have left, center, right, left, center, right. So we'll just do it center. We'll do it center. Etc. 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 Like it's not very like sexy and cute, but you could like add uh you can like add a little thing. So here's like a picture. I'm just typing in rose. You could like have that. I'll make it blue like the rest of my book. And you can kind of make it like transparent. You can like rotate it, flip it, crop it, uh you add stars. You make the page sexy basically. you know, don't make this really big, make this light blue, make it transparent, like put it in the remember you right click on something, go to layer and you click into back, and that's how you kind of get it not covering the text. You want to get rid of this stem that's kind of cutting into this. You click this rose. You basically find a way to select the rose. You click this rose, you click crop, and you just kind of cut off the stem. And you just make the text cute. You like make every last word like blue or something. And you just go hog wild, go ham, get creative. You really need to let your creative juices flow. Creativity, joy, happiness, all of that is integral. Is it integral or integral? Is very important to the manifestation journey. So you got kind of basically how to do like a basic cover, go wild and make your cover. However, there's lots of graphics to explore. Like you can type in magic, right? And you'll just get like lots of things, just lots of things. And remember, anything with a crown, you have to have a pro account to use. But import pictures. Look at the pictures you have access to. Change their color. Change things up and see kind of what you get. Look, I made it blue like the rest of my, whatever. Play with the fonts. Play with the little images and make yourself something. Just really take your time. One of the things we went over in our manifestation course was how it's very important to dedicate time to your craft, whatever it is, because I give the example, if there's 24 hours a day and 60 seconds in a minute, if you spend 45 seconds thinking about what you don't want to happen and then 15 seconds thinking about your manifestation and how you're going to achieve it, well, the obvious, you've only given yourself 15 seconds of a minute to think about what you want and how you're going to get there. Now think about the hours of a day. You're spending all these hours thinking about what you don't want, but you're not spending enough hours thinking about what you want and how to get there. Uh so your journal is just the starting point of the process. To be honest, it's one of the easiest parts of the process. Because it's you spending time thinking about your manifestation, how you're going to heal, how you're going to learn, how you're going to grow, but it's not you obsessing over it. Um I gave the example in the what was it? I gave the example in the reality shifting course about why you sometimes need to do something that might seem counterproductive to your goal to get to your goal. We go into that story there. This video is already long enough, but the journal is important. If you're like, oh, I don't need to because this is not directly related to what I'm trying to accomplish, you would be wrong. So spend your time with your journal. In 2 hours, this is what we came up with. We came up with this in 2 hours. Now that we have one page for each week. You can go and make as many pages as you want. We got one page for each week, and this is why we named them, right? This is why we named them, because now we're gonna shuffle these pages and give ourselves something special, right? So we have a reflection sheet, page 1. We're going to come down and get homework, page 1, and we're going to move it up. Oh, move it back down. So now we have reflection, page 1, homework, page 1, and then we need to go and grab journal, page 1, or journal week 1. Zoom in, journal week 1. So you go up. There you have it. Or however you want to do it. So you might want to do homework, page 1, because this is what you would be watching during the lesson. Then you might want to do reflection, page 1, because during the lesson you're writing down key points, you're writing down your thoughts and feelings, you're writing down homework I'm mentioning on the fly, and you're just taking notes. And then right after the lesson ends, you jump right into your reflection. So this is what I look forward to, top 3 things I learned, right after the lesson. So this is during the lesson, this is right after the lesson. How do you feel about this week? What went on? And then you would end with writing in your journal. So you would expand on some of the topics you mentioned here, and then you would also write whatever's on your mind. And if you need another journal page, like if you write so much you need another page, all you have to do is click duplicate. Right? So now you've got 2 pages. Or 3, or if you got a lot on your mind, just keep duplicating it to, So you can do whatever order you want, but this is why we name the pages, so we can keep track. So homework, page 1, reflection, page 1, and a shadow work journal, week 1. So now we have page 2. We're going to align all our page 2s, right? So homework, page 2, reflection, page 2. Now we need to find journal, page 2. And we are going to, there we have it. So, homework, page 2, reflection, page 2, journal, page 2. So you see where we're going. So cover, affirmation page, or note to self, like, you want to write a letter to yourself. That's what you have. So homework, page 1, reflection, page 1, journal, page 1, homework, page 2, reflection, page 2, journal, page 2. Homework, page 3, reflection, page 3. Oops, go up. Journal, page 3. Homework, page 4, reflection, page 4, journal, page 4. So it's all kind of set up for you week by week, and the dates, of course, at the top. So one more time, if you're confused about the order of the pages, this is why we named them. Homework page first, or whatever page has the key points on it, so you can jot this down during class. I'm mentioning key points, you're jotting them down while I'm talking. Your thoughts and feelings during the lesson, you can jot that down while I'm talking. Homework, you can jot that down while I'm talking. Then move on to the reflection as soon as the lesson ends. Top 3 things you learned this week, you felt this week, most rewarding interaction, whatever. Things that just kind of lift you up and really get you thinking. And then you have the journal page for, your own reflection by yourself. So homework page, reflection page, journal page. Homework page, reflection page, journal page. Homework page, reflection page, journal page. And like I said, if you got a lot to say, just duplicate it, and then you've got another page for a journal. But that is how you make your shadow work journal. Hopefully you spend more time on yours. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. I didn't want to go too slow and bore the people who could keep up with me. I have no frame of reference because I've been using this software so long that I could go a lot faster than this. I could have gone a lot faster than this. But so hopefully I did it so people who really needed help keeping up, I explained things enough times, at least 2 or 3 times, so they got it. For people who could keep up with me, hopefully it wasn't too slow. Just keep in mind that many types of people are watching and we don't know who. Make your cover whatever color or pattern you want. You can make it a picture of you. You would go to uploads here on this side, on this left side, and then you click it and it'll walk you through how to upload an image from your computer or phone. So you can make this a picture of you or a picture of your dog, whatever you want to do. But this is our shadow work journal. You would put your name here, your name, affirmations page, and everything's all filled in and ready to go. So if this is your first video and you have not come from any lessons, I was pretty relaxed today. Usually I'm more spunky. I'm pretty relaxed today. Got a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm kind of dry today. So welcome and get ready to do your shadow work. Alternatively, we do have energy protection courses and manifestation courses. So you would just change this to say my manifestation journal, my weekly manifestation work. You know, you just change it to make it fit. So that was today's lesson, just a little under 2 hours. How to make your notebook, how to get familiar with Canva. I really want you to make your own notebook because a lot of your projects that you get assigned will be made in Canva completely for free, but they will be made in Canva. And I would, even though I'll walk you through how to make the projects in Canva, I would like you to be familiar with Canva. So this gets you pretty familiar to the basics. Honestly, after you mess around and create your own journal, you should be fairly familiar enough to kind of get what we're doing and where we're going. So that was today's lesson. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.